7:14, your WPTF News Time. Good morning. Welcome back to Pinehurst number 2, this 124th United States Open. Joining us here, I don't know if this is Radio Row, it's in the Media Center, whatever it is, it's the Commissioner of Insurance, Mike Causey. Commissioner, good morning. Appreciate you being here.
Well, thank you, Chris, and it's an honor to be with you at this 124th U.S. Open Championship.
What are you doing down here today? Just hanging out?
Well, I'm hanging out with you.
Of course.
And we also have some meetings with the fire department, Aberdeen Fire Department, about 4th of July safety and summer safety, water safety, and doing some videos. And we just had a fraud town hall down in Leland in Brunswick County last night, so trying to keep people safe.
Let's talk about fraud. There's been a lot of fraud going on in the state, and you and your team have been making some fraud arrests across our state, too.
Well, we have. We actually had a record number of arrests last year for 2023, over 505 arrests. And we've seen a spike in fraud, especially insurance fraud, since COVID, and we're all paying for it. So for every dollar you pay in insurance premiums, at least 20 cents is going just to cover the fraud. So if you don't get tough and go after it, we're going to pay more and more on the insurance side. And people need to be alert and report it. You don't have to know it's fraud, but if you suspect it's fraud, report it. We just had a press conference at the Secretary of State's office this week in Raleigh with Secretary of State, Attorney General, U.S. Attorney, United Way, and AARP were sponsors. And United Way, working with AARP and other state agencies, has come up with this 211 number. Everybody knows 911 for emergencies, but now instead of trying to remember a toll-free number or what's that toll-free number or this one, they just remember 211. And when you call 211, you just report suspected fraud. You can do it anonymously, and it will get sent to the proper state agency. And they also have help available for health care, housing, any sort of assistance people may need. The United Way on their end will help with those 211 calls.
It seems like this also goes hand in hand with World Elder Abuse Day, which is coming up tomorrow.
That was exactly why we did that, because World Elder Abuse Day gave us the opportunity to call attention to the scams that take place. We have what's called Scam Jam at many of our senior centers across the state to alert our seniors to all the scams. People are calling your phone. They're scams. They're coming to your house. Well, in fact, I was in Liberty yesterday morning at the Y'all Come Back Cafe for breakfast. It was early, and I was walking out, and 4 men were at a booth, and one says, "You look like, no, are you Mike Causey?" I said, "Yes, sir. I'm not an imposter."
You're not a scam.
He said, "What are you trying to do? Put me out of business?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "You've been sending out these alerts on fraud. You're telling people not to answer the door if somebody comes. Don't buy from people going door to door. Don't buy anything from people calling on the phones. And I sell final expense policies." And I said, "You go door to door?" He said, "Yes, I do." And I said, "How long you been doing this?" He said, 40 years.
Wow.
I said, "Well, you ought to be in good shape then. We're just trying to get the fraudsters out of the way so you can do a better job." But there are legitimate folks out there that do sell door to door, but most of the time, people that are coming to your house to do a roof repair or offer you some home construction are scams, people trying to get your money.
As I kind of wrap up, this is the summertime. People are going on vacation to the beach, the mountains, maybe traveling international. And you're encouraging people, if they're buying travel insurance, to read the fine print.
That's right, because it may say we'll cover this, but look at it. This has to happen or that has to happen. And so we do get a fair amount of complaints. And I will say, if you do have an issue with travel insurance or any type of insurance, to call the Department of Insurance, 855-4 888-081212 or go to the website ncdoi.gov. There's a little button online. You can fill out that form in about 40 seconds, and we'll help you. But report it. Our folks are on the phone Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and they will call the travel insurance company and get their side. They'll get your side and try to get you a resolution.
What's the one thing you want people to know about what you and the Department of Insurance are doing for North Carolinians?
That we're here to help. We have people all across the state. We have volunteers at senior centers in all 100 counties in our Seniors Health Insurance Information Program. Yesterday we were in Greenville with getting out the message about hot cars for parents. Be careful. Don't leave children in a hot car this time of year. So many children die. 37, 38 children a year die across the country. And just safety messages and keeping folks safe is what the Department of Insurance is all about.
All right, I don't know if you're a big golfer, but what do you got on the U.S. Open here?
Well, I'm not a big golfer. I used to play years ago, and my scores were so high, I said I need to stick to farming. But I do enjoy coming out and watching these professionals. And I know the governor was here yesterday, and Pinehurst is the world golfing capital.
Yeah.
And so it is just such an honor to be here. And I know everybody wants to be part of it. I have people that I work with and our friends and neighbors that start early to volunteer to help just so they could be near some of these golfers and get a taste of the U.S. Open.
Listen, if one more person calls me and asks me to get them a ticket.
I know what you mean.
I don't have that kind of power.
Well, I used to work for the Department of Transportation, and I know that they play a big role in preparation and getting the roads and the area prepared and helping with the setup of the U.S. Open. And our State Highway Patrol, if they're all over the place helping direct traffic. So it just takes so many volunteers and people from across the state and around the country, and it's just a real honor for the state of North Carolina to be able to host this, and certainly for Pinehurst.
Absolutely. Commissioner Causey, I always appreciate the time. Great to see you.
Thank you, Chris. And I want to tell you, Garner Chamber of Commerce needs to give you a bonus as much as you promote Garner, and I know they appreciate it, and I do too.
It's the best place in America.
Thank you.
Commissioner Mike Causey. We'll have more in a moment.
Okay.
Stay with us.
Bye-bye.